one shaking for the next class voting happens to be always doing against new potential trick after working for millions to little box and find those meaningful links of fairness to research but said have to more on a wide range of departments in the light on the same generic capital skill. This also education known to do badly through flexibility, have a part of flexibility from this and specificity banks and non-guard into reaction we need from get us to reach each other. They said how for common strategies for choice economy efficiently found out until applies to both worlds actually to make the play foster six seals the alternate as the block opportunity no big picture also know often said has enough of the true and noble of education is in the research phase and the research turning to sense controls and accepting also skills and levels into strategic and some teams are faster finding has to be tempted to represent plus double turn still help them contracts have them spike out for strategy and so there's counter tradition one kind of blame one case function one condition world because again which is schedule also not a voter just means condition worlds are bad we don't get the control time of this one also here and they broke new advance without disclosing what they explicitly said and the branch with the same on the wiki also computation just a tested competition moving on to the power debate at the top they did not solve any of this we can see same is enough what they did not solve the bad aspects of it they show that is not one case in which the same couldn't find a restriction against people in poverty they did not solve any other restrictions for social service alone such as Medicaid restrictions or every after GDS has read this year this means they cannot solve anything because they only treat a symptom not the overall cause of this evidence that the court is the key institution where we should challenge things but not that this specific case would spill over any other case because the political system has a vested interest here check that back that means they cannot access their children's genocide impact they say piece of box evidence first acceptance is about deep ecology doesn't even come close to applying also for when our generic defense proves that the lack of civic engagement isn't actually going to spill over to everyone getting run over also civic engagement high down pandemonic armies and garbage goes to the in the last 2 months if advanced and sharpest image in civic engagement among American youth at least half a century that can he checks every level of the civic side bombers lost line and genocide respected virtually every measure how convenient minus for today's first including he says more important than any point last 41 years we have new Americans were in fact we have core specific action because of the lingering effects of unifying national currency they had experienced turn on this week's electoral crisis so far has generally been higher than previous presidential nominee candidates for 20-somethings has been the rise nearly found on for 4 months later all slavery piece of confidence evidence is generic they have conceded our okay evidence which is a triple impact takeout for basically everything the have to go for because it indicates that we're not going to spill over to running people over things like that because if we actually tried the room with just impeach we have a liberal enough democracy to stop also they consider this a framework for winning impacts extinction that comes before all other impacts is only existential risk prerequisite to all future value which means if they want baseball justice impact there's virtually no impact relative to ours down Russia they've conceded that there will logically be no model to uniqueness evidence says Russia is becoming corrupt now if that argument is true then there's no reason they would model because the Russian mafia has control of the government when it doesn't want to just take away their own power then also their merapsy evidence also they concede merapsy evidence nobody models US anymore specifically for the court because they think they were not credible in the past that their argument sure every court decision for the past 40 years what has been modeled by your other countries our evidence is the only compared to when they read a card from the 90s saying that Russia looks to the US as a key signal that is factually incorrect around these post-days by a good ideas also they can see no Russia war that's their grand methods to answer this by saying Russia war outweighs that's an answer the prior question of there's no Russian war in the first place because modern political system checks. Capital. They say that solve Russia, plus that Cohen, their evidence is just specifically modeling in general, that the government specifically changes its policy. There's no reason why they would only model the court, also it's just as good, and there's no impact to this anyway. They say no sovereignty, we can tell the courts what to do because we establish these legislation. I guarantee none of the cards by Congress not solving are going to be specific to the restrictions set up by the F. Right now, people are not guaranteed the right to legal service funding. That does not mean it's illegal for Congress to provide legal service funding. It just means that they have not been specifically told to, which means Congress can still stop because it passed legislation to do that. And yes, overrules freedom and one in the midst about in the Supreme Court is the last word of the Congress generally sees satisfaction of the Supreme Court tradition. The last majority of congressional level has been the Supreme Court decision and civil rights given the court. The Supreme Court started record there and be no doubt the congressional mediation is again necessary to accept Congress can and should overrule court decisions and the Supreme Court decision to be corrective and congressional legislation history is full of examples. King of 5 court rulings necessarily the last word history is full of examples about Congress passing new laws that by these single statutes determined by the court Congress as overall Supreme Court decisions civil rights voting rights like mobile but there's both between 1967 and 90 Congress overturned 124 Supreme Court 220 lower court decisions interpreting federal that specifically evidence speaks of their lower courts are we can tell lower courts what to do because we have a federal authority and you can regulate them. They say accountable evidence there would be no rollback every reason why the Congress can overrule court decisions or why there would be no rollback also permanent if you have means they can't access this and also our evidence assumes that it's an error court rate is the Supreme Court is not real demonic legislative thing but saying as in the definite legislation is one and Canadian dialogue between Congress and the court for in which the opposition makes its own manifest may matter a great deal the fact that Congress likely to lose its battle against the court cannot be the argument against undertaking that by enacting an action the Supreme Court find under the suit Congress may nevertheless play a role in constitutional dialogue judicial defense would not necessarily be threatened to justice. My focus in this day-to-day explanation would be a deal of morality they have been convinced by the reasoning of congressional opposition more powerful to that progressive in the special way that our Congress must effective tool for expressing strong disapproval of judicial decision particularly important when the Congress is able to decide to go with this dialogue without being accused of transferring the legislation equal and might subsequently be overturned for support to make and equal to that doesn't mind instead of retiring to first themselves as they did during the nuclear illegal when the change is brought by congressional public question persuasion apparently constitutional legislation is difficult to see how the court will have the effort to overrule a decision that the justice made was ever unwise. They say its object to be across its eyes, not object to be its alternate actor. The United States federal government is not the object of the resolution. We just have a different actor within it. It's competitive because they specify how the courts this means, and there's fundamentally no link to the argument. Also, we have literature supporting our counter that as our one is he started in Northfield. Evidence this is good enough because it's key to predictability and abstract knowledge standards. Less than architecture, strategies that didn't feel like interviews for sick, but they want to choose the benefits of getting boring and spiking out politics. They said they should accept the reciprocal cost of making themselves subject to courts contemplate. Also, it's getting a guard. We are explicitly testing engaged made by the plan. Also, this argument is really building into UAC. I will make more arguments if they extend into one arrow. They say Supreme Court is best. I'll group that debate here false. That's factually false. Or starting Northfield evidence is the only comparative evidence in the case only we saw their impacts because the Congress is apparently that speaks more directly to the public. People see Supreme Court justices as people who are not democratically elected, people who do not represent the interests of the people and who are not going to actually help them to best of criticism. Our Northfield evidence impacts this indicate only Congress is taken seriously and stuff like discrimination change the overall public opinion. There's a reason why Supreme Court rulings did not change the overall civil rights movement. So Congress stepped in with legislation is because nobody takes them seriously enough to be actually credible. This means that we saw their impact method. They say deference as is specific to military courts. Supreme Court can still check military courts, and they have no reason why Congress can't do this. Also, we have the only union cemetery evidence from the 90s. LA Times in 2016 is sufficient for a more traditional relationship between the bottoms and the crystal. His member from the majority the subject of intense there is no difference between the bottom and crystal. There is a general comfort level with the matter which scores and his military advice, and that's a great CMR approving that gesture. And I will senior military leadership in Obama are good to establish better relations with Obama, saying that the government's played by everyone, senior officials to his cabinet, Obama, and the current military leadership is about 13,017 of the civil military corruption. Also, there is military elected, and no reason why we would automatically new people just because the military the military wants to be responsible because they don't want to get fired. They say separation of power. They have not heard an internal link to this. If our argument is true, then they curse the separation of power. They have no evidence that a specific Supreme Court or rules are key to separation of power. And if not other court rulings, they have no reason why their specific case goes. There's no terminal impact. They consider okay enough to back on case which takes on any terminal defense to it. Also, the turns out back to send below account for this. They have not extended the permutation. This is a reason why we have independent options because it's a decision between the benefits of congressional action versus court action. The problem without two is that they have conceded two specific net benefits. The first is democracy or difference and litigants evidence indicate that judicial interpretation necessarily destroys democracy because it insulates the judiciary, let them get away with people who are unelected, destroying creating laws of use. This is the judiciary become eventually unchecked, which is sort of the interest in their impeccums makes it impossible to check them because once they because of corruption or just the general lack of expertise, they let them get away with incredibly dumb policies. The second is our progressive net benefit. Our West evidence is Congress can and should contradict the court because it's the only way to step up progressive actions by Congress. This is against a litany of global problems listed by our evidence. He specifically says homophobia, racism, sexism, poverty, all of which are considered the plan because the permutation does not preclude you. But this is specific for 14 the ban on reordering progressive education. Done by Congress West and the reordering change progressive constitutional and judicial or no constitutional begins to align with progressive politics, progressive constitutional featuring the progressive constitutional freedom is no fit the freedom possible and the majority can't figure there's a weak version of progressive politics. All right, yeah.